Hello everyone, welcome to ShepherdEmpire. So in this video, we're going to look at the if formula. That is, we're going to explain the if formula and then also look at how it works. And then we're also going to practice it here. So you can see that from this table or from this data here, I've got some marks and grades as well as some remarks. So everything from the grades to the remarks, everything in here was done with the help of the if formula. So let's quickly look at some little explanation of the if formula. All right. So we are saying that the if formula basically is a function in Excel that's we are first going to look at the three parts. Okay. So three parts of the if formula, and then we are going to compare the words with the formula itself here. So when you look at the formula, we have the red side, green, and then the blue, whereby you have test here, we have true here, and then we have also false here. All right. So basically what we are saying is that the if formula is having three parts. That is in Excel when you are typing like three arguments. So the first is the logical test. The logical test, that is you are testing something. So the value you put in the cell, or let's say the cell that you want to refer to. So assuming I want to type it here, if formula, always start with your equal to. So if you see logical test, so the logical test, I'm going to refer to a cell, so I can choose test. So if cell B16, which has the value in there, then I'm going to say, for the purpose of this, I'm going to say it's greater than or equal to a certain number. So let's say greater than or equal to 60. Okay, and call it. So we're going to give comma. Now, which value do you want to call it? That is the value if true. Okay, value if true. So call it, let's say, don't forget your small, that's apostrophe, comma, apostrophe, everything counts in here. So call it B, then I'll close it. Now if I should put another comma here, it means if it is not true, call it, if it is false, call it, whatever you want to call it. So let's say call it another, sorry, my keyboard, apostrophe. Let's say call it F. Let's see if it works. So F, and then you close it, and there's only one bracket here, so you close it as well. So let's see if it works. Right. So that means what we put in there is actually greater than or equal to 60. So we can see the value in here is 69, which is B to my logic, or to how I want it to be. So now the first one here is the test. That is what you want to put in the figure, the value that you want to talk about. Remember, it is not always about numbers. Okay, the value that you want to talk about. Then the second one being if that value is true. So if that's how you are referencing to, if what you have in there is true, then what do you want to call it? So I want it to be called B. All right. If it is false, on the other hand, then I want it to be called F. So now let's try something out here. Let's say I want to change the value in here to 59. Let's see if it works. Right. So you can see that the value in here has changed. So if it is 60 or above, it should be B. Any other value that is less than 60 should be F. So that is if it is not true. If the logic in here it is not true, then you should call it F. Now, let me do one more example. So let's say if it is not true, I want to change the F to fail and see if it works. Right, you see, you're saying fail. Now, if it is true, I want to change the logic in here to, let's say, well done, something, that you can. So, still fail, right? That means the value in here is not up to what we are talking about. So let me see. Let's change it to 79 and hit the enter. You see, it is well done in here. Right. So it is very simple, right? It is very simple. So we are going to go back to the data and then build everything from scratch. How, I did everything, how I put everything together. So it's going to be like pure practical. So let me delete this one. Then I'll copy this and put it somewhere. Okay, so I'm going to create another table. Let me see. Let me insert another column here. All right. So I'm going to create another table that I'll have my grades here, and then grades here, and remarks here. All right. Now we are going to try and then build everything from how we built it. Okay, so that we can all learn, like follow step by step. So now that you've understand how the formula works, the logic behind the formula, now let's do the grades. Assuming these are, your students that you've giving them, marks in the exams, in the tests, whatever, that they are working on. You don't need to manually be pointing C equals good, D equals credit, or whatsoever. You can just put them in, a logical form or in a function form, and then Excel will do everything for you. So I'm starting. I'm hoping that at the end, I'll get everything in here, same as this one. So let's start. Equal to, if you just double click. Now, if this cell, right, you are talking about this, if this value, or if this logical test, the test in here, the value in here is greater than or equal to 80, call it. So I'm going to the value in here, call it A. Now remember, the first example I did was just for one thing, okay? And one other trick here is that I don't need to point the formula for each and every one. I need to copy the formula through the cells, like through from here to this part as well. So call it A. I don't end there. The value, if it's true, has not ended. So I'm going to give another comma. Are you okay? And then repeat the same if formula. All right, so I'm just going to copy. Now I'll paste it here and say, however, if B4, which happens to this, is also greater than or equal to 70, then I'm calling it B. Right, B. Again, if it is greater than or equal to 60, I'm calling it C. Okay, then another one, if it is greater than or less than 50 here, I'm calling it D. Now I can also say, if it is less than or 50, I should call it F. But I want to put the false test to use. So I'm going to say that if not any other thing that is less than this, if it is not true, if it is not greater than or equal to 80, 70, 60, 50, call it F. Okay, now what I need to do is that from the beginning of the formula, we have the brackets here. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4. Let me see if it's right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so I'm going to close it by 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see if it works. Boom. Right. So you realize that works. It worked. Right. So then we're going to drag it down to the last one, and we have it. All right, we have it the same as this one here. We have it. Now I want to give a remarks, like if the person got C, what should I say to the person? If the person had A, what should I say? It's very simple as well. So I'm going to use the if formula again, the if formula, the if formula. Now let me say this. In my next video, we are going to look at conditional formatting and also other aspects of the if formula, whereby I can also, give the remarks based on the grades. But for now, let me focus using, the score. Yeah, the score rather. So I'm going to say that equal to if this cell, same cell, okay, if it's greater than or equal to the same thing that I made, 80, call it. I'm not going to say A, B, or C. I'm say excellent. That's it. Now, I'm just going to copy it. If it's 70, we say very good. If 60, we say good. And then if it's 50, we just give you no credit. Yeah. Let's say pass or credit. You credit. Now I'm going to the fourth one. So any other value which does not fall between what I've said, quality fail. Very simple. And again, I'm going to close it 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see if it works. Now we have good here. We drag it down. Then we have remarks. Okay. So that is basically the if formula for you. Right. So I'm going to leave a link to this particular workbook so that you can actually download it and then also use it to practice as well. So I'm going to actually host it in my drive and then leave a link in the description below. All right. So once again, the channel name is ShepherdEmpire. Don't forget to subscribe, and then you can also follow me on all other social media platforms. So on LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, you can search for ShepherdEmpire or Samuel Grant, and then you can also drop your comments, and then anything that you suggest how we can improve upon what we do. And also if you have any question, don't forget to drop it, or any other software that you want us to make a video on how to use it. As we move on, we're going to actually be doing video tutorials on so many other software like WhatsApp, like a lot. So just stay tuned, and then be with us. We meet you same time next week. Have a great time.